Morning traders, real quick video here. So the story of the morning was Intel. They came out yesterday talking about their spending, their future spending plans. And so the chip sector is catching nice little bit this morning on our chip side. So nice little relief rally. Most of it happened yesterday evening, but volumes this morning are extremely light. So basically, yeah, Intel's getting goosed based on announcement of how they're planning on spending going forward here. And I don't know if that's just pop or not, but I do want to point that out going forward. That's really the main news hitting this morning. Okay, then also Disney launching their brand new, uh, much anticipated big blockbuster movies, two of them. They've announced they are going to launch them also on the Disney Plus platform at the same time for $30 for Disney Plus subscribers. So basically, absolutely devastating the, guess what? AMC, the cinema industries. So basically, this is a dead industry in my opinion. It's just going to get worse as time goes on. But so at any rate, that news just put in further vindication that the cinema after COVID has dramatically changed the landscape for cinema going forward forever. So this heads up on that. And the biggest things we got to worry about going forward in today, that's your ZNs and your ZBs. And here's my main point here. We're going sideways here, building out a base, it looks like. But right here, right now, we do have, we're above these volume pointed controls. Okay, and as long as we're above there, that suggests we're trying to change trend. Okay, and so we're going into today, with, in my opinion, a risk off scenario. Basically suggesting that even despite all the debt we're issuing this week, the U.S. Treasuries, that there is a major demand for safety uh, in play right now, and the yields are getting bid down in the short term here. So just keep this one in mind. This is a risk off to equity scenario in theory. So we really need to see, at the very least, we need to see our bonds stay inside this value area. This is last week's inventory, 70% of last week's inventory. So we definitely need to stay inside of this today, or within the at least at the very least the past 2 weeks, at the minimum. But ideally, we need to get back below these volume point of controls if the latest inflation trade continues to hold muster, and that would uh, getting back below this area right here, that would actually give supporting prices back to our banks, and this theme of this major rotation into the Dow components, that would probably support that as well. So just keep that in mind going forward here on the whole inflation thesis. So far, I guess we're early. We're getting ahead of things. We're just not getting data that confirms this whole inflation narrative and yields higher, and so we have to definitely keep that one on watch. Early morning scans here, not catching a whole lot. We don't have any of the big boys catching any kind of uh, volume this morning above 100,000. Okay, so just keep that in mind. We are getting a little relief rally on the indices here at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's on very, very light volume, and that's all it takes. As long as there's no selling pressure there, markets can just skyrocket to the north, and on extremely light volume. Okay. So I do want to point yesterday, the Nasdaq price was holding out far better than breath. The Nasdaq breath yesterday was 20 a negative 2630 versus 331 to the advanced side. So declining versus advancing on the breath yesterday, so that we had a major, really bad breath yesterday. But yet the Nasdaq price sort of held in there. So we're really going to watch this coming in forward. I have a downtrend line, and every time we've gotten above that, we've been met with extremely uh, bad uh, ticks, uh, bad ticks. So this is going to be very important today. If we start, this will be the first time we're going to have an opening print above this downtrend channel. That's what looks like setting up here. I was talking about it in the room. So very important if they come in here and actually start accumulating above this downtrend. So that is a major theme that I've got this morning. After having a horrible breath yesterday, uh, we're coming in today and potentially having a trend change on the Nasdaq this morning. So I do want to point that out going into today's session. And if we do have, it looks like it might be led by the semiconductors. Okay, here we have SPY. I draw my trend lines a lot of times based off the volume profile. I know a lot of traders, they try to fixate on the very dead top of trend to draw their horizontal levels. And I think support resistant levels should be drawn off of an engorged volume profile area if you can find it. That suggests that buyers and sellers are arriving at that price point. And as you can see, we are bouncing off of a critical breakdown point early this morning. So keep that in mind. What we did on close, we closed right there on that line, and we're bouncing this morning. So definitely something to keep on watch going forward here on our SPY. This could very well be the bottom of the move for the week. So I do want to float that idea, and we'll see what happens going forward here. But basically, yeah, I think it's a very critical on a weekly basis. This was a very critical bounce point. So basically, we're saying that all of this inventory right here is now underwater going into the close yesterday. And by bouncing right here, we're saying that, that would, buy the dip for this inventory is still a valid thesis. So, and when I'm drawing these volume profiles, I try to base it off the most recent weekly engorgement as a support area. So that's why I drew this line right through here on that one. But somewhere in this zone right here is the area, the accumulation zone for the Russell. We look below on the close, okay, and as you can see, even there into the very close there, see how we were wicking out right here into that little bitty zone here. We just closed just slightly below that, and here we are trying to get a little bit of a relief rally. So I'm really keeping a very close eye on this Russell. This could be a buy the dip. So we'll see what happens here. Like I said, bonds are looking okay, but they're not great. So I'm really keeping a close eye on our bonds today and see what's going to happen going forward here. And this is, in my opinion, here was your downtrend. If you go out on a longer time frame here, about 90 days. As you can see, we were in a downtrend. So we had to break out of the downtrend. We got a back test right here. So this is what I consider to be a decent potential bounce point. So so basically just definitely something to keep and watch here. We would want to target now up here to the 227.84 if this is a valid bounce point for this be your left shoulder, head, and this would start building out your right shoulder. So I do see this, like I said, as a significant, quite possibly a very significant bounce point. So I do want to float that idea because we actually are holding in this support area. This is the prior breakout area on our Russell. So basically, prices any lower than yesterday's close, and we could be in a lot of trouble. So if you want to do anything, set an alert below the close or the low yesterday, and use that as a gauge for the markets in your trading. But everything I'm seeing here suggests that they are trying to accumulate the dip here. Okay, we have durable goods numbers coming out today, and I really think we're going to have good numbers on durable goods. And so keep that in mind. Your Caterpillars, your Boeings, and stuff like that. It could be by the dip today if that's the case. So strong, durable good numbers. You know these, and we got Boeing down to what I think is could be a nice little buy area. So we'll see what happens going forward here. Uh, like I said, this could be the beginning of a head. You'd have to come all the way down here to finish the pattern on the diamonds, and this is your Dow Jones Industrials. So we'll just keep a really close eye on it, and we go out on a longer term time frame. You know, we're still way up here on the upper side of the trending channel. So like I said, they could dump this right back in there, and this is still be a really strong bullish pattern to the upside. So I do want to still keep that uh, idea out there. Okay, and going forward here, and we are very coming off of a very strong month, uh, and we're right here near the volume point of control for developing point of, monthly volume point of control. So just barely poking below this right here right now, going into critical uh, durable goods. But I could be wrong. It could go the other way. So we'll just wait 8 o'clock, see what happens. But I am looking on good numbers. I am looking at Caterpillar, and I'm looking at Boeing for on good durable good numbers today. So trades I'm starting to watch here, and that's your Autodesk. They typically turn a turn of trend bottom up. We're starting to get a little uptrend on the smaller time frames. We came up to the 200-day moving average and got rejected yesterday on a very bad tape. Okay, but my point is, I would like to see prices being accepted above that, and that will be the next phase to the upside. And we're holding this 200-day moving average on the daily. So I'm really thinking we are setting up for a potential upside move here on our Autodesk. See how we are also holding above our weekly 200-day as well. Or no, it's daily. I'm sorry. It should be weekly. Excuse me on that. So basically, I'm keeping a close eye on this. That's one of the ones I'm watching. Keeping a close eye on Baidu here. As far as short terms, not looking too healthy right now. We do have a downtrend we're in, and we're trying to push out of this downtrend on our Baidu. So I definitely want to keep this on watch. It looks like it's building. We're accepting. We're still above 261. So we're hovering right here on this 200-day moving average on the 1 hour, and also the downtrend. Okay, so right here is some critical. I know my charts changed a little bit on different time frames. That's just part of the Thinkorswim platform. But my point is, we're hovering right around this 200-day moving average on the 1 hour. So definitely something I'm keeping on watch, and possibly crossing out of this downtrend. I don't know. We'll see on that one. And then we have ARK Investment, of course. That's a Kathy Wood play. Always seems to be hitting quite a bit of morning action lately. Looks like it is trying to base here. So I do want to keep this one on watch, as potentially we might be finding a bull flag end of the end of a bull flag, to where we might be seeing some upside action here in the ARK. If we get some rotation into the tech, yeah, we're getting one heck of a squeeze here on the futures here. Boy, it's amazing what can happen when you just have one player come out and spoof tech. Yep, AstraZeneca is bearish, and here Boeing's on my scan as well this morning. So keep this one on watch. Came right down, critical support, absolute critical support in my opinion on Boeing. and that's a little bit of a relief rally so far. And so I definitely want to keep this on watch. This is really going to be important going into today's durable goods. So if we get some really good durable goods numbers, this could be a really nice upside mover today as a bull flag continuation setup. So I still have said for some time now that I was short-term bearish Boeing, but in the intermediate term, I was looking for a bull flag build out, and I think that's exactly what we're getting here. And this is probably a buy the dipper on Boeing going into today. I do want to point that out. Okay, last day I'm going through here are some of these semiconductors. AMD, fairly light volume, only 26,000 contracts. Getting a little bit in our AMDs. Micron, we tried to keep trading that yesterday, and once you know it, it's bouncing today. A little bit of a relief rally on our Micron, and then you got your NVIDIA. Okay, NVIDIA doesn't seem to be doing too much here. So that's just some of the things happening with our tech. I'm keeping a close eye on Lam Research. Look at this bounce. We have a nice potential breakout bounce here on Lam Research. That's one of the ones obviously going to benefit from the Intel announcement. ASML. Nice. That's a European semiconductor. Really catching a really nice bid here. Texas Instruments. Doesn't really look like it's participating. So Lam Research and ASML look like the ones that are really okay. So just remember that going forward. Lam could be a very strong performer. It's been alerting for a couple weeks now, and I've really been looking to get LMRCX right. Give me a second here. I gotta find it again. Yeah, we're looking at a $25 up move here on Lam Research, yeah, based on the opening print here. So really important to notice that. Uh, I've been looking for the setup, and once you know it, looks like I'm going to miss most of the move. But possibly $25 opening bid higher for our Lam Research this morning. So, wow, amazing. Okay, like the video if you like it. Please retweet it on Twitter. Leave some comments if you see something I don't see. Good luck, and I will see you tomorrow.